Hello, my name is Anniken and I run YarnAddict by Anniken Allis, and I live in the southwest of England in Cornwall. Before I start, you can find links to everything I talk about below this video because I will be covering quite a few things. I'm going to show you a little bit of a peek of some of the yarns available, which you can see behind me. I'm also going to talk about my online courses and my patterns, and just give you a little bit of an idea of what I actually do and what I have to offer. On my website, YarnAddict.co.uk, and my Love of Lace Knitting Facebook group, you can find tutorials, lots of free tutorials. Lots of them are on lace knitting, but there are tutorials for other techniques as well, especially on my website. Loads and loads of free tutorials there. You can also find them all on my YouTube channel, but on my website there's a list of them, so they might be easier to find the one you're looking for. A lot of my patterns also includes links to relevant tutorials. So this is beaded lace knitting, which has lots of patterns in it, 25 patterns for beaded lace knitting. You can of course leave the beads out if you want to. It also has a big techniques chapter at the front. All the patterns have charts and written instructions. If you don't like charts, don't worry about that. And there are lots of technique pages at the front with lots of really clear up close photos. So that's beaded lace knitting. If you can't find it in my shop at the moment, do sign up to my newsletter, because when they come in, I will send out a newsletter to tell everyone. Or you can of course get it on places like Amazon as well. This is my display copies. It's a little bit battered, but this is Easy Lace Knits, which is currently out of stock. This one has 20 patterns, and these are very easy. It starts with very simple. It starts with technique section at the front of the book, which is again got very up close clear photographs, and then it goes on to 20 patterns. It's not all shawls, it's shawls, garments, blanket, hand warmers, different things. A lot of shawls, but not all shawls. And it starts with like the easier patterns at the front, and then it goes on to slightly more difficult ones at the back. But if you're new to lace knitting, I really recommend this book. So if you can't get it on my website at the moment, sign up to my newsletter, or you can get it from places like Amazon and other bookshops as well. If you have any problems finding it, just do let me know, and I will see if I can help you. So this shawl that I'm wearing now is the cover shawl, and it is knitted in two of these, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm going to take this off now because it's quite hot today, but I just want to show you how beautiful it is. But I'm going to take it off because it is quite hot today. This weekend only, you can get 15% off my all the orders on my website, so everything on my website, plus my online courses. And the code you need for the 15% off is Woolfest21. I'll put all the details of that below, and that code is valid until the end of Monday, 28th of June. And then for the whole of July, so from today until the end of July, you can get 10% off my online courses with the code July21, and I'll put the links and details about that below as well. Obviously, if you sign up to one of my online courses this weekend, then use the 15% off. But if you watch this later and you miss the 15% off, then you can get 10% off for the whole of July. My online shop will be closing Tuesday morning, so the 29th of June, until the end of July, because I will be away. So if you see anything you like, do make sure you order as quickly as possible. This is just a tiny selection of what I have available on my website, so do go and take a look, because there's lots more there, different colors. So let me just talk you through some of these things. First, on the dress form, we got a sweater, which I'll put the link to below because I've forgotten the name. We got the Thistral shawl on the dress form. We got the new Exmoor shawl, which was just released a couple of weeks ago. Perfect if you're new to lace knitting. It's an asymmetrical shape, and it takes one ball of the cyber ball, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then we got 6 carat, which is 600 meters per 100 gram, and it's a merino silk blend. Perfect for lace things. It's not too fine, and it's very nice to knit with. We got these two beautiful skeins. That's the only colors I have available at the moment. That's Langjavol. I am actually going to be releasing some socks in a couple, 2-3 weeks maybe, using that yarn. We got a few balls of Lang Millicalory Baby. They are 50 grams, 200 meters. Perfect for lace stuff, accessories, hats, shawls, all that kind of stuff. And then we have the fun joy that is Cyberball. So Cyberball comes in Cyberball, which is merino nylon, Cyberball 100, which is pure merino, Crazy Cyberball, which is this kind of barber pole ply, I think they call that, which is merino wool nylon and is really good for socks. And then the Cyberball and Cyberball 100 also have a lace weight version. So the Cyberball and Cyberball 100 are 4-ply, but they also have a lace weight version called Lace Ball and Lace Ball 100. So let's just look at some of the colors, because they come in some amazing colors. So let me just move some of these top ones, oops, so you can see what other colors there are. So there are some beautiful colors in there. The Lace Ball comes in 800 meters. The Cyberball has 400 meters per skein. So one of these in the Cyberball is enough to knit the Exmoor shawl, and the Lace Ball version is enough to knit a huge shawl. And then we have these are Cyberball's cousin, if you like, the Cyberflower and Lace Flower. So these come in, they're kind of cousins of the Cyberball and Lace Ball yarns. So the Cyberflower is 150 grams and 600 meters. It's the same thickness as the Cyberball 100. So that is the Cyberball 100. That is the Cyberflower in the same colorway. And one of those Cyberflower will knit up a fairly decent sized shawl. The Fistral shawl that was on my dress form that I showed you at the beginning, that's knitted in that one. So it's perfect for lace. Lace Flower is the lace weight version of this yarn, and that has 1200 meters per 150 grams. It's the same thickness as the Lace Ball 100 yarn. It's just a bigger skein, and the color repeats on these are a bit longer as well. So I have a selection of colors. I don't know if I got very many Lace Flower left, but I do have the Cyberflower, so do check those out. These are called Cyberpellen, and the shawl I wore at the beginning is knitted in this colorway. I use two of that colorway, and that's called Coverack. They come in different colorways. These are the only colorways I have available at the moment. Apologies for that ugly cardboard box in the corner. That is my knitting machine. So they go from a solid color, and then so it starts with pink here or yellow there, and then it gradually uses more yellow, less yellow, more pink, less yellow, or the other way around. Doesn't matter which way you go. So they're really good fun. They're 100 grams, 400 meters altogether, and one of these will make a small shawl and two will make quite a big shawl. I also use this yarn for this bag, which is called Squares, because I had no imagination when I named it, and it's basically mitered squares that are knitted together as you go. So there's no you don't have to sew them all together at the end. And I don't actually have this colorway at the moment, but I use one of these rings, was just enough to knit that bag. You can make this bag bigger or smaller depending on how many squares you put together, and the pattern includes instructions for that. When I lined it, I should have put like a stiff interfacing in, but I forgot because I was in a little bit of a hurry to get it ready for a workshop. But this one you can customize quite a lot, and the pattern does include instructions for how you can customize it. This one has just been published, and I'll put the details below so you can find that. So as well as selling all this beautiful yarn, I also design knitting patterns. I've been published in loads of different magazines in the UK and in the US. And I also have my own self-published patterns, which you can find on Payhip and Ravelry, and I'll put the link to that below as well. I also love teaching workshops. Obviously, I haven't done much of that for the last year, so I have been working on increasing my offering of online courses by releasing a couple of new online courses in the last year. But hopefully this autumn I will be back to teaching in person. I teach a lot in Devon and Cornwall, but I also teach in other parts of the UK. So do check out my website over the summer. All the workshops will be on there in due course. And also sign up to my newsletter so you know what's happening and where I'm going to be. And if you'd like me to come and teach at your local yarn shop, then ask the owner to get in contact. I'm happy to travel anywhere to teach. As I said, I do have lots of online courses. with my online courses, you get immediate access. They're all pre-recorded, and you can work in your own time and at your own pace, and you keep indefinite access. There are a place below every lesson to ask questions and share progress. You can share photos, you can upload videos, you can ask me questions, you can comment on other people's questions and comments, and just share your progress and how you're getting on. And you can also email me privately. So even though the classes are pre-recorded, you can still get a lot of input from me if you choose to. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about all the different courses I have available. I'll put a link to all of them below. Remember, this weekend only, until the Monday 28th of June, the end of Monday 28th of June, you can get 15% off all these courses with the code Woolfest21. Then after that, for the whole of July, you can get 10% off. So if you can't sign up yet, but you decide in a week or two's time that you want to sign up, or you see this video too late for the 15% offer, then you can get 10% off, and I'll put all the links and details to that below. So my latest course, which I released end of last year, I think it was, is Successful Lace Knitting. Now this is a huge bumper course. It's absolutely massive. It has 26 lessons and 65 videos. The course is suitable for knitters who are brand new to lace knitting or who have done quite a bit of lace knitting. You'll find techniques that take you right through from beginner to experienced. So whatever level you're at, if you feel you want to learn more, then this course is suitable for you. And if you're brand new to lace knitting and you're worried that you're not going to be good enough, then you will be fine. The start of the course will take you through every single step to creating beautiful lace. The only requirement is that you need to be able to knit, purl, cast on and cast off, and read patterns. If you can do that, then you can take this course and be successful at lace knitting. In this course, you will learn, I'm going to consult my notes there because there's a lot. So you will learn things like how to work basic lace stitches, including yarn overs and various decreases, how to read lace charts, 4 different cast-ons and cast-offs suitable for lace knitting, and how they compare to each other, because sometimes it can be difficult to choose which one. Double and triple yarn overs, how to improve the look of your lace knitting, how to shape while keeping the pattern correct, so how to work increases and decreases while keeping the pattern correct, how to fix mistakes, from easy mistakes to more complex mistakes, provisional cast-ons. I'll show you 4 different provisional cast-ons, how to knit lace on both sides of both right and wrong side rows, how to knit on edgings, including applied edgings, grafting. I'll show you both Kitchener stitch and Russian grafting, which you may not be familiar with. Circular cast-ons, I'll show you 2 different methods, and how to work different shawl shapes. I'll show you 11 different shawl shapes. And blocking, I have several videos showing you how to block various shawl shapes. And I also show you how to add beads and how to read your knitting. So there's an awful lot in that course, and I'll put the link below. Secondly, last summer I released my Scandinavian stranded colourwork and steeking online course. You may have noticed I have a little bit of an accent. Well, I am actually from Norway, and I grew up learning how to knit Norwegian ski sweaters with steeks. Back then, when I was a teenager, I wasn't brave enough to do the steeking myself, so I made my mum do it. But after I moved to the UK and my mum was in Norway, I had to get used to doing it myself. And I promise you, it's not as scary as it looks. So this is a sweater that actually my mum knitted for my daughter when she was little. It's got a bit of a loose thread there, which I need to sort out. But steeking is you basically knit the sweater in the round to the shoulders, and then you reinforce this area here, and then you cut it so that you can fit in the sleeve. You can also use it to cut down the front of a sweater to turn it into a cardigan, and you can also use steeking techniques to make a garment smaller or bigger and to repair a garment. So there is a lot of different uses for the steeking techniques, even if you don't fancy knitting a sweater like this. So in this course, I'm going to show you how to knit the continental stitch and the English knit stitch, so that you can knit with one colour in each hand. So you can do continental style with one hand and English style with the other, and knit with one colour in each hand, because that is the most popular way of knitting stranded colour work. If you are already a continental style knitter, I'm also going to show you how you can hold both your colours in your left hand, continental style, because that's what I actually personally knit. I'm going to show you how to achieve perfect floats, that aren't too long or too tight. Too tight floats are the strands on the back, so these things here, and it is easier to make them too tight, and then your fabric will pucker and it won't look very good. So I'll show you my secret for perfect floats. I'm going to show you how to weave in the floats. So if you have longer stretches, you can weave in the floats. You don't end up accidentally pulling it out like that. I'm going to show you how to reinforce and cut the steek, which that's the highlight of the course for most people. I'm also going to show you how to pick up stitches and work 2 different button bands. We're going to do a rib button band and a covered button band that covers the cut edge, which is very clever. And I'm going to also show you how to do 1 row buttonhole and a sewn cast off, which is stretchy. How to do an I-cord cast off and I-cord buttonholes for the covered button band, how to set in sleeves, how to read stranded colourwork or Farrell charts, and how to knit in the round using circular needles, the magic loop technique and double pointed needles. So after this course you'll know everything you need to know to knit a sweater like this. I knit continental style, and if you take a look at any other videos on this YouTube channel, you can see how I knit. Continental style is usually considered to be a fairly fast technique. It's also more efficient, and it will put less strain on your arms, your shoulders, your hands. So if you are starting to suffer from a little bit of pain from knitting and you knit English style, then definitely give continental knitting a go. Continental knitting is one of my most popular in-person classes, and it's available as an online course as well. I've updated it several times throughout the years, and at the moment you can obviously get my latest version, which was recorded about a year ago. You will learn how to knit a continental way, so you'll learn the continental knit stitch and the continental purl stitch and the Norwegian purl stitch, which is slightly different. You'll also learn how to do the continental long tail cast on, which is very quick. My record is to cast on over 300 stitches in 6 minutes. I can also knit, when I've timed myself, over 90 stitches in a minute. I also show you how to knit simple cables and lace continental style, how to knit faster. So if you want to try and speed up your knitting, I'll show you a few techniques for that. And then there's a troubleshooting section where I answer a few common questions and deal with a few common issues. And if you have any questions, you can obviously ask me in the course, and I'm happy to create new videos in the future to deal with specific questions that people have. So do check out the continental knitting if you fancy learning to knit a different way this summer. You can spend weeks or even months knitting a beautiful garment which has cost you quite a lot of money in yarn and in time, and then you leave it for months or even years because you don't really want to sew it up. Does that sound familiar? Well, you need my finishing techniques course. In this course I will teach you all my finishing tricks and techniques to achieve perfect finish to your garment. This course is suitable for knitters of all abilities, whether you've knitted garments already or whether you haven't. If you haven't knitted any garments yet, take this course now, and then when you knit your first garment, you'll get all the finishing and sewing up details correct. So this class will teach you shaping tricks which make sewing up quicker and easier, how to work short row shoulders. I'll show you wrap and turn and German short rows, and the 3 needle cast off, so you get really neat shoulder joints. How to sew up your garment using mattress stitch. I show you how to sew stitches to stitches, stitches to rows and rows to rows. Don't worry if that makes no sense, obviously I explained it all in the course. How to set in sleeve caps, how to block and press your garment and weave in ends, how to pick up stitches for the neck and button bands, and how to do the 1 row buttonhole. In my Aventuras sock knitting course, you will learn how to knit socks the way I prefer to knit them. So this course includes videos for how to knit socks from the toe up and the top down with afterthought heel. It includes 2 different heels, 2 different toes. So the toes are shown both toe up and top down. It's got 2 different stitch patterns as well. And it includes my Aventuras sock pattern, which is this sock pattern. This is the swirly toe and swirly heel option, and there is another heel and toe option as well. So a lot of information in this video. You can find all the details to everything I've shared below this video. If you have any questions, do ask, do tell me where you are watching from, and whether this is your first Woolfest, discovering it online, or whether you're a regular customer of Woolfest. I hope I will be able to see you next year in person for Woolfest. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed this weekend, and I'll see you again soon.